Coming up on this episode of NPS Now, the new Camp Allen Elementary was celebrated at a dedication ceremony. A Norfolk Technical Center student became a certified youth apprentice. And a math teacher at Crossroads School found an interesting way to teach her students an algebra lesson. Later in the show, we'll learn how some of our media specialists are recognizing Black History Month in our schools. All that and more next on NPS Now. Hello and welcome to NPS Now, your source for news and information about Norfolk Public Schools. I'm your host, Karen Tanner. Norfolk Public Schools, the City of Norfolk, and the military celebrated the dedication of Norfolk's newest elementary school. Here's the story.
Camp Allen Elementary, the fifth of 5 new schools in Norfolk, was dedicated at a special ceremony with students, staff, administrators, and guests from the city and military in attendance. This beautiful new school, which currently houses approximately 500 students, features vibrant classrooms, fully updated technology, and an awesome discovery center that has its own studio. Because it's on federal land, 80% of the nearly $27 million building was funded through the Department of Defense, while the city covered the other 20%.
It's amazing. I had no idea the program existed, that for a city school that the DoD would participate like that and would support. And this school, unique in the Norfolk Public Schools, Norfolk, unique city amongst the cities in the world. The largest naval base in the world is located here. And this support to our military students, it just can't be matched. This is fantastic.
This is what it feels like when true partnerships come together. The City of Norfolk, the school board, our military partners, the teachers, the staff, and Ms. Copeland and her staff has just done an amazing job with the children here. I feel so incredibly blessed to be here as a part of this wonderful experience. These kids are going to thrive in this building.
The city and the Norfolk Public Schools, together we built 5 schools on time and under budget, and kids are now learning in these environments. Today we're excited to be here, and congratulations to Principal Copeland, to our administration, and to, of course, the students here at Camp Allen.
With years of planning, construction, and hard work fully completed, both the students and staff are able to enjoy every aspect of the new building, thanks to outstanding partners who put children first.
It's way bigger and a lot brighter than our other school, because our other school was dim and kind of small. It has, since this is a big school, it has way more resources than the other school.
So project done. We're so excited. But it was the culmination of 2.5 years of really seeing the manifestation, this is going to be real, and now it's real, and we get to experience every nook and cranny of the building and occupy every space of the building to have some awesome learning opportunities. So it's a great feeling.
At a special ceremony, Norfolk Technical Center student Keyshawn Foreman became a registered youth apprentice through the Virginia Department of Labor and is currently working for IA Electric thanks to the knowledge he gained during his time at NTC. Keyshawn will continue his education at the Technical Center through fully funded night classes while also learning at his job. Those who know him best attribute his success to his willingness to learn everything he can while attending NTC.
Well, actually, Keyshawn took it upon himself to enroll himself into the Technical Center. He's always done well in school. He's been an honor roll student, and he's just been a good kid, and I'm just proud that he made this move, and it looks like it's paying off for him, and I'm just so proud of him.
Keyshawn has been a very excellent student in the class. He's maintained the A average probably for the 2 years he was actually here. And he often tries to share his knowledge with other students, as well as participating in a lot of hands-on work in the classroom, which he thoroughly enjoys. So it's like a labor of love for him and not just a learning experience.
The classroom setting, the book knowledge, the hands-on learning, it all kind of worked together and got me the job. Even the basic learning how to do an interview process was able to kind of secure me the position of being I guess you say, a friendly person with my boss and my coworkers. So it all played out well. The most important thing to me was just putting myself out there, putting together the work that I needed to get to where I needed to be. So really just application of yourself can get you to where you need to be.
Norfolk Technical Center hosted its annual College and Career Fair during Career and Technical Education Month in February. Colleges, including Norfolk State and Old Dominion, along with businesses such as Lindsay Brothers Plumbing, were among the 50 colleges and businesses that participated. Also present were branches of the U.S. military and local police and fire departments. Students were able to interact with the participants in a very relaxed atmosphere.
It's run wonderfully. It's so organized. Students are coming in at different paces. They're coming in with good questions. They know what to ask. They're not here just to play. It's organized and they know what they're doing, these kids do.
It's very diverse. It's given a lot of different tables, showing me different things. Colleges I've already applied to and also different things about cosmetology, which I do on the side.
Students used this opportunity to gather plenty of information to help shape the next phase of their lives.
It's been good. I feel like I know what I want to do in the future, and all the information they give me, it helped me benefit. It's given me enough information to know what I'm going to do in the future.
We have a lot of opportunities. They're coming here, they're checking applications, going directly to the emails, letting us know that they can check us directly to get in the colleges we want to get in. About the different classes like cosmetology, they're telling us about the salons that we can visit for internships and stuff like that.
8th grade Algebra 1 students at Crossroads School discovered a unique way to learn about slope and y-intercept using Barbies. Instead of sitting in a classroom, these students ventured to a 3rd floor balcony where they dropped the dolls attached to rubber bands to see which team could get their Barbie closest to the 2nd floor. This activity enabled these students to better understand how algebraic concepts are used every day in the world around them.
Today, we're using the slope and the line of best fit in a real-world situation to see what would happen if we dropped a Barbie and calculating how many rubber bands it takes to safely get her to the 2nd floor. It's better than sitting in the classroom because you get to see the actual effects of what you're learning.
They're actually using slope to solve a problem, and they're using a line of best fit to make predictions about that. They're really engaged in the activity. They're having a good time. When I'm able to ask questions, they're able to tell me what they're learning from it. It puts it into real life versus just on paper, and they get to see it actually applied.
I don't really like sitting in class, like doing stuff. I like doing hand activities, and it helps me learn better. It was a little challenging at first, but then I picked it up, and it was like I got used to it, and I think I learned a lot from it.
Granby Elementary held their annual STEAM Day, which highlighted learning in the areas of science, technology, engineering, the arts, and math. Students in grades 3 through 5 showcased their science projects in the auditorium, and all students participated in various STEAM-related activities throughout the school.
Today we are having our all-day STEAM Day, where the children in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade all completed scientific investigations they've been working on since November, and they brought in their boards last week, and we have them all on display today. And we have different types of engineering and STEAM type stations all throughout the building for each child to be able to participate in. Instead of having a nighttime science fair where only a few children get to participate, this way every child in the school gets to participate. This is, I believe, our 3rd year doing it during the daytime, and because they get to run around and do lots of hands-on activities, they're super excited. They follow directions, and they just enjoy seeing what their peers have also done.
The Coleman Place community came out for a night of wellness and fun as Family Fitness Night was held at Coleman Place Elementary. Those in attendance enjoyed different stations that included CPR, yoga, and Zumba.
It's real important because I want to have the community out with all of our students, and then I also want the families to get together to be able to work out together and then enjoy each other's company and kind of motivate and encourage each other. I think the students are getting out kind of some self-discipline, self-confidence, being able to encourage their family members and show everybody what they could be doing and how it will help their lifestyle and change their lifestyle.
If you have any great story ideas or events happening at your school, please be sure to contact us at npsnews@npsk12.com. Stay tuned for more NPS Now. Welcome back to NPS Now. I have two very special guests with me here today. I have Melissa Williams from Taylor Elementary, and then I have Chris Karenbauer of Richard Bolin Elementary, and we're here to talk about something very important for the month of February, which is Black History Month, and some of the reading selections you have in your schools. So welcome, ladies, to NPS Now.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, this is my first time doing an episode about this, and I thought it'd be great for parents and students in the community to know what our students are learning through literacy in our schools. So I'm gonna ask you first, Melissa, what type of activities and lessons are you teaching or are students learning at Taylor Elementary for Black History Month?
Okay, well, at Taylor Elementary, we do have a trivia contest that we do. Every morning on our announcements, I have a clue that students can research during the day. We have little booklets that we've ordered for every student. They can research in their Black History fact booklet or come to the library and they put in their answers, and at the end of the day I pull a number of winners and announce them on the announcements for a prize each day. So they really love that.
What kind of prize are they receiving?
Oh, they can get Black History pencils, bookmarks, buttons. It's really just an assortment, and I let them choose the one that they want to have.
Oh, that
and they
sounds
really like it. And in the library, in the Media Center, I do lessons featuring Black authors, books featuring Black characters, working on our summarizing. And then I also do lessons in Black history. For example, I do a lesson on the Green Book using Ruth in the Green Book, and the students practice with actual scans that I've printed out and finding the services they might need using a Green Book.
Yeah, so what are we doing at Richard Bolin?
I am highlighting a video or a commercial that was done by Google that is called the Mostsearched, that highlights Black Americans throughout history. And then to go along with that, I've printed some book inserts for a book display that the kids, to bring the video to life, the kids as they're searching. And if I can, I'd like to give a shout out to the Book Wrangler, who's an amazing librarian in Atlanta. He created these book inserts, and I just printed and had to cut them, but the kids love them, and they're really loving the video.
So you do that at your school too?
I do too, yes. They love it. They really were excited. And there's a video that goes along with it that Google made, and it really captured their attention.
Chris, how are your students responding to this?
They go crazy for that video. It starts with Beyonce kicking it off.
Of course.
With big fireworks, and they go crazy. And Michael Jordan, they've got LeBron James. They go crazy, and at the very end, Rosa Parks, they start screaming, and then it ends with Dr. Martin Luther's "I Have a Dream" speech, and they are amazed at the number of people on the National Mall that witnessed that speech. So they love it.
It's powerful to see that speech, and even this time of month. So why do you all think it's important to feature the writers and this type of history this month for our students?
Well, there is a movement called My Own Voices. So it's really important for our students of all nationalities to see that there are authors and illustrators who are really doing this. They're writing these picture books, they're writing these chapter books that they can read. It's something they can envision. We always talk about the books being windows and mirrors. So we want the books to be a window into maybe something that's not your experience, but it also needs to be a mirror and reflect what you see in your own experience. So having these Black authors and Black illustrators or books featuring Black characters is really important.
Yeah, what have you seen that it's important to do that?
No, I agree. We need to celebrate all of the achievements from our American history. Black Americans have played a big role in our history, and we need to celebrate Black History Month every month. It's very important.
So what do you do, well, what you do really, does it correlate to what's happening in the classrooms right now?
It does. One of the things that I notice is right around now is the time where almost all the grade levels are doing research projects. So this goes right on in. I curate collections of biographies on Black Americans so that they can use to do their research projects in the classroom. They also use the fact booklets in the classroom, doing some shared reading and things like that. And then, of course, when they come to the library for lessons.
How do you see it correlate to the classroom?
There are displays all over the school that highlight different events and topics. In the classroom, they're working on biographies, pulling biographies from the library. Many of our grade levels are pulling writing and research projects from the Black history. And our students, I think, have been practicing since they got back from the holiday for our program next Thursday at 6.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So why do you think it's important to allow students to self-select what they'd like to read for Black History Month?
Well, the goal in the library pretty much is to try and get kids to love reading, okay? And in Norfolk, we have a goal, Read 14.2.
Right.
If you're gonna get that goal, those kids have to love reading, and the key to that is to letting them select what it is they want to read. So it's really important now. And again, goes back to the mirrors. I'm gonna pick up that book that maybe looks like me or that has an interesting plot that I can understand and reflects my own experiences, or maybe that I haven't seen and I'm interested in it. That's the way to get them to pick up those books and be reading, and picking what you want, that's the key.
Yeah.
Self-selection, I think, is a huge part of our library curriculum. We want students to browse freely without any restrictions, and it supports them becoming readers, and it supports our reading culture at Richard Bowling. And as they browse the library, I want them to see themselves in the covers, in the pages of our books. I think it's super important.
And that's very important, that they read what they see. They see themselves and they want to read what they see.
Right.
So you've brought some great books. So we're going to start with you, Melissa.
Okay.
Talk with us about some of the books that you brought with us today.
All right, the first one I'm going to talk about is one that we actually both selected. We've got Hair Love, which this is the book that was created off of Kickstarter because they wanted to make a short film, and this short film that goes with it actually just won the Oscar for Best Animated Short Film. This has been the #1 book checked out in my library since I introduced it and got it in.
What's special about that book?
Well, the illustrations are what I love about it. If you take a look now, an interesting note, the illustrator is Vashti Harrison. She actually graduated from UVA, so local Virginia tie here. The illustrations are fantastic. And again, seeing what we know, you know, there are plenty of Black girls, and the struggle of getting that hair ready in the morning or the night before. The illustrations are really what sold me on this one.
I saw it in the movie theater as a little short film, and I thought it was the cutest thing, a father trying to do the daughter's hair. And I believe the mother was sick.
Yes.
Yeah, so it really, some fathers are doing daughter's hair. So I thought that
you
was
see videos of that all the time, and I'm sure the kids do too. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go to you, Chris, real quick. Show us one of the books you have. We'll go back and forth.
The first one I was really excited to get in the library is called The Roots of Rap.
Oh, wow.
And at Richard Bowling, we dance a lot, and so our kids love hip hop. So it just talks about how hip hop evolved from how this whole genre evolved from spirituals and folk tales throughout the years, and our kids love it. It's got beautiful pictures, and it's a simple read, but it's got really neat pictures. And our kids from 1st grade all the way up to 5th grade.
Oh, James Brown.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't know about James Brown.
True.
Yeah, so what's the next book you have?
The next one I brought is called The Undefeated. It's written by Kwame Alexander and illustrated by Kadir Nelson. I selected this because it just won the 2020 Caldecott Medal for illustrations, and the author Kwame Alexander has previously won a Newbery Award for his book The Crossover. Also, Kwame Alexander graduated from Virginia Tech. He's a Hokie just like I am.
Oh,
so,
great plug.
Take a look. These illustrations are fabulous. You can tell.
And what's the theme of the book?
The theme, it was inspired, Kwame Alexander is really a poet, so it's an illustrated poem, and really just inspired by the struggle and where we are now. And in the author's notes, he quotes Maya Angelou, about remaining undefeated. Despite whatever you've been through, you need to be undefeated, not broken. And if you take a look, some of these illustrations,
like Jesse Owens, yeah.
Very fabulous. I mean,
Gorgeous book.
They're gorgeous. Kadir Nelson has illustrated quite a few books.
Wow. And that's a good one, and that's for students of all ages.
Yes.
This particular book.
Definitely.
Great. All right, Chris, you have one more?
Yes. I couldn't leave Venus and Serena out of the mix.
Oh, yes.
This book just talks about how the evolution of how they became the greatest athletes in the world. And again, talking about the illustrations. I love a great picture book, but just talks about how their dad used to get them up every morning to play tennis. They got a lot of slack for it, but just goes on to just describe how they started out as young girls to the greatest athletes of all time now.
Right. And you have one more book.
Yep, final book. So we've done picture books up till now, and now I've got a middle grades book written by Jason Reynolds. It's called Look Both Ways. I had to select Jason Reynolds. He's currently my favorite author. He's written quite a lot of books. There's the track series, which is Ghost, Patina, Sunny and Lou. That's a fabulous series. Jason Reynolds has recently been selected by the Library of Congress as a national ambassador for young people's literature. And the great thing about Jason Reynolds is, yes, there are books that are in my elementary library, but he also has written a lot of books that are, you'll probably find in a middle school and in a high school library. He's an author that spans all the
And what's
all
the theme
different
about
ages.
that book?
This one is really, it says it starts off, this book starts off like all great books do, with a bus falling out of the sky. So that's the hook right there. And it really is a portrait of different kids leaving their middle school, their trip home, and it's 10 chapters for each block of the neighborhood.
Oh, wow. This has been very interesting and enlightening, and I'm sure parents at home and students watching the show will be interested in reading those books and even catching the Hair Love video, the movie, to see that one. So thank you, ladies, both, for coming on the show today and sharing these great selections with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we want to thank you for watching NPS Now. It airs weekly on WNPS, Channel 47, or you can view us online at www.npsk12.com. If you have any great story ideas or events happening at your school, please be sure to email us at npsnews@npsk12.com. Again, we want to thank you for watching NPS Now.